Good hustle.
Sing it, D. It's not happening.
This lady's not what not.
We're late, guys.
What not?
My computer definitely decided to tell me go fuck yourself. So looks like it's all working now. It was working
It's
just
fine.
fine. It's like, oh, you've got 1 minute till you're supposed to go live. Okay, you know what? Let's freeze.
It never feels. Hey, it's working out though. We did it.
Hey, you know what? We're gonna put you ahead of time. Never says that. It's always like. So hello everybody. Welcome to the ladies' room.
Hey
sorry
everybody.
we're a little tardy, but I'm Allison the Mighty Librarian. If you're new.
Hey, I'm Deidre Disco D, and it's so good to have everybody here. Thank you for coming and joining us. I love to see you guys every week.
And Vagabondia chat's already wild now.
Oh, it's the second moon.
No wonder things are weird. That explains everything that's happened this week.
And oh, hey Tony. Yeah, and also we're kind of on the edge of the cone of the hurricane, so that might be causing some issues too. It's not really terrible weather. I mean, North Georgia, they're they're done. But
oh man, I'm sorry.
But the way we're okay, like I say, we're in the armpit of Georgia because it is like an armpit. So like, for some reason because we're also in a valley, a small valley, so it helps break up some of the storms a lot of times. So anyway, that's the boring meteorological situation I'm in. And
it's crazy. I'm glad you're not. I'm glad you're safe. And
yeah, pray for everyone else. Though.
Yes, I will be.
We're just getting some really nasty rain, and it's going to be pretty gusty tomorrow because I think it reaches landfall in Florida today, or in a few hours, and then by tomorrow morning we'll be getting a lot of Georgia will be like in a real bad shape, but where I live, it's just going to be really windy, really rainy. So not
good time to remind your Southern friends that Project 2025 will eliminate the hurricane and emergency response.
Yeah, let's nuke it. Like, oh no.
What's wrong? Are we good?
Y'all can still hear me though, right?
I can hear you.
Okay. My earbuds gave out. It's got to be the second moon because here I got ones that are corded, but and now my earbuds are connected again. I'm about to smash these things. Like, go away. Oh goodness.
Oh my goodness.
So, what are we talking about tonight? Tonight we are talking about a little bit of a few splashes of a little things, but the main central theme tonight is they don't want women to vote, and the they is a lot of the GOP, and especially in the swing states. And I have a new talking point, not really it's factual, but when people try to say, well, the Democrats didn't vote for the SAVE Act in Congress, I'm going to tell you why they didn't, because it has a few things that it's not just about securing elections and, about showing voter ID. There's a lot of shady shit in there that we'll talk about too. So, grab your beverage and let's talk about some stuff.
Let's dig in.
Let's dig in. Hold on, I'm just trying to get my earbuds to work, but I don't think that's gonna happen, so we will just have to I will just have to it's just like I have tinnitus, so earbuds help me hear better.
Yeah.
So if I'm perpetually like, what? That's why.
Eh?
What? Huh?
Huh?
So yeah, so let's talk about the SAVE Act first, and then we're gonna see how it ties all together with, Tony's been playing a lot of clips from far right Christian nationalists about how they don't want women voting because that's biblical, but it's not. But I digress. And then we're going to kind of thread the needle on how it really ties into with Project 2025 and that stuff. So sit down, kids. It's going to get a little. So I just wanted to. Please don't do this. Not the screen.
Is it a podcast if you don't have tech problems?
You know what? Because I thought I'd try a different browser, but I don't think it'll let me share it unless I restart the browser. So I will give it to D, and you can save it or not save it. Show it.
Yeah.
Let me drop it in the. Now this is the part of the SAVE Act, and we're not gonna like read it with you or anything, but just to show you that we're not the only ones crazy. So basically, what MAGA, particularly Chip Roy, the guy with the beard, the goatee, who's always yelling, "We have nothing to show for 4 years of or for 2 years having the majority in Congress," that dude wants to make it so that if you've changed your name, you need to not only show proof of citizenship when you go to vote, but if your name has changed from different from what your proof of citizenship is, meaning your passport or your I guess a social security card can count as citizenship. I don't really know what they count as proof of citizenship. You have to have like a birth certificate and your marriage certificate to show the voting people that you are still that person. So
of course, that disproportionately affects women because men very rarely change their names when they marry.
Yeah, men rarely change their names. So now, why do they want to disproportionately affect women? Because they know we're pissed off and we do not want their nonsense, and they know we're not going to vote for Trump. They know it. So they're rushing, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to pass the Senate or anything like that. And their talking point is, well, Democrats want illegal immigrants to vote. No, we don't. You can't vote to begin with. Like, quit it. You can't vote without being a citizen. Like, that's not how it works. Like, I don't know what's so hard to understand. If you don't have a social security number, you cannot register to vote. You cannot have a social security number without being a citizen. That's just the way it works. Like, I hate to break it to them. So they want to make it so that you have to show, because when you change your name when you're married, I'm sure a lot of ladies have done it. I've done it twice too. So I don't know what happens if you have technically 2 aliases. I have 3 aliases technically: my maiden name, my first married name, and my second married name. So I don't even know if they if I would be required to show all that, which I have. But how many people, on my passport, I have to get a new one to begin with, but my expired passport says my first maiden name. I mean, my first maiden name, my first married name. So, and there's not enough time to change the passport, and that costs money to change your name.
It does.
So,
well, and my name change was supposed to be bundled with my divorce, and it wasn't. So my name is still technically illegal. I'm illegal.
Oh, they didn't put like your maiden name's restored?
No, but I hyphenated.
Oh, okay. So that's good.
But yeah, so I got a loan, and the loan company had done it with my married name, and my bank had it in my maiden name, and so when they couldn't cash the check because it was in my, and I'm like, I can show you the marriage and the divorce document. Like, what do you want? So we can do this. It's just stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid. So
I've been divorced now longer than I was married, and it's still a pain in my butt.
yeah, so that's kind of the general gist of what, and I think Dee's pulling up just the article so you can see some of the points that they're talking about.
Can
But
they see it? I mean, I'm sharing my screen, but I'm not.
oh, I got to add it to the stage. There we
Okay,
go.
just want to make sure that I was doing it right.
So yeah, that's from one of the local news stations. I forgot which one.
It's Houston, probably Houston.
Houston, yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, so they don't like, it's not about, they know elections are secure. You know, they know elections are secure. But let me but they just want to make it harder for women to vote so that they can get like they feel like they're, and they are kind of close. Like, I'm not gonna, oops, that is, sorry, I put in the wrong chat. That video is Joel something. He's that guy who looks like Matt Walsh. That's a clip of him talking about why women shouldn't vote, and it should be like 1 vote per household. So
It's Joel
Webbin, that's, I don't know why I can't remember that name, but yeah, so that guy, he definitely doesn't want women voting.
Dee, could you bring up his stank face?
Hold on, I was gonna try to. I'm trying to do this. Share this creepy ass Joel Weber video. That dude is a creep ball.
Yeah, this is so cringe.
Freaking okie.
I'm not sure what they passed. To be honest, I just know that was a big part of why the SAVE Act didn't pass. I know they passed something about the budget to kick the can to December, because it's so funny watching MAGA on Twitter, like, Mike Johnson has no spine. And it's just like, you people don't even know. Like, it is a poison pill to shut down the government right before an election, because the party who tries to make it happen gets blamed for it.
Mm-hmm.
So even if Democrats were in power, if Senate Republicans, if they had control and they somehow were able to get it done, they would get blamed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who has control. If you want the government shutting down and are holding it up from passing, you always get blamed for it. So Mike Johnson realizes that. So,
yeah.
Let me get that. Okay. So
but I think most people don't realize that the reason a lot of legislation doesn't get passed is because they put so much gross writers on them that have nothing to do with the bill itself.
Right.
Yeah. Man.
Oh, Dee, play just the first 30 seconds or so.
Okay. On it.
Years, we would no longer have a Christian nation. that God has not designed women for warfare. And that's part of what politics is. It's really all that politics is. It's war without the blood. And I believe that the sword has been given to men. The sword is, without being crude, I think this is a fact. It is a phallus. It is assigned by God to men. I think nature shows that. I think scripture shows that. So both natural revelation and special revelation. War is something that is belonging to men, and it's not something that we employ in our ranks, whether it be political war or whether it be literal war, women and children. So in the same way, and people are like, that's so archaic. You're a Neanderthal. You're so, primitive and chauvinistic. You won't let women vote. Well, our society doesn't let 5-year-olds vote yet. I pray that it, that stays that way. But we don't let children. Yes. We don't let children vote, and it's not just because of competency, because that would be the immediate counter as well. But their brain isn't fully developed, and so are you saying that a woman is like a child? Yes. But not intellectually. I'm not saying that. The question is how. In what way is a woman like a child? She is like a child in the way that God has appointed men to protect them.
Well, I got to say the middle fingers around for that.
Protect this asshole.
Oh my God. Oops. Oh, sorry.
Like a child. Like a child.
Dustin
And then it's not
says,
biblical.
Girl dad here. Yeah. Dustin says, girl dad here. This is the kind of man who my daughters will know not to date.
Oh, wrong one.
It's so gross. It is so gross.
It is really gross.
To compare women to 5-year-olds. Insulting.
Yeah, it's a false equivalence. Like
we're so dumb that we don't get to vote. What? Intellectually, what the hell?
There's also there's some women who feel that women don't need to vote either. And Pearl Davis, you might remember, she's a redhead. She has a TikTok, I think she has a podcast on YouTube, but she also has a TikTok, a really unpopular TikTok. She not only she thinks women are like the lowest of the low, and
there's a special place in
imaginary hell. I don't. This chick right here, I'm telling you, I'm like, whoa. Anyway, so just let me know when you're ready for me to play this good thing.
You can play it.
Okay.
And I'm joined by social media sensation, Pearl Davis. Pearl, I've got some notes here, a little bit of background about you, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's not a good look.
Oh, okay.
It says you've been described as misogynistic, anti-feminist, the female Andrew Tate, and you wrote on Twitter, I think, in 2023, that women should not have the vote. Should they be chained up at the kitchen sink?
Well, I didn't say chained up at the kitchen sink. I just said we shouldn't vote.
Why shouldn't they vote?
Look, I think you need to have some skin in the game, right? Women, right now, we're not doing any of the infrastructure jobs, not at large. We're not paying taxes. We're in a loaded debt. And we keep voting for policies that ruin the country. So I just look at large and I think to myself, why do we deserve to vote? Are we paying taxes? No. Are we doing the hard jobs? No. If you just limited it to people that pay taxes, are not in debt, are not taking child support, alimony, or any of that stuff, it would be like 2 women that could vote left or that do infrastructure.
If I said this sort of stuff, Pearl, I would get chased. There would be people out with pitchforks chasing me down the street. Do you get much, kickback on this?
Well, it's true, though. It's true. And it's so funny because when I talk to guys, I know they agree with me deep down. I know they just hear laughing because I'm right. And see, because you would find this funny if you didn't know that it was true on some level.
But you say,
I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that we have all of the say. All of the politicians have to cater to us, because we are the largest swing vote.
I can see what you're saying to a small extent. I've always said that men get a rough deal sometimes. Men are pretty useful when it comes to going to war. They're pretty useful when it comes to going down the coal mine and digging coal out. They're pretty useful when it goes to going into the ocean, fishing, and doing all the dangerous, nasty, horrible jobs in construction, etc. But women are just as important because without women, we wouldn't have children.
Yeah, I mean, but that doesn't mean you should vote, because without men, we wouldn't have children either.
Surely women want a better world.
Like, why is it that we only give women credit for the children? No kids.
So
no kids.
maybe one day when if you do have children, you might want to think to yourself.
Crazy. You know what I just realized? I'm sorry. We're not even doing that. What? We're not having kids.
Why?
So you said without women, we wouldn't have children. We're not having children. The birth rate's decline. It's like one of the biggest problems in every country.
Yes, but it's important as a mother when you do have children. One of the first things that you think about as any parent, really, whether you're male or female, is what sort of world.
Okay, we can cut it off.
Living. Mm-hmm. And you can only.
The rest of it's just about arguing about like women's roles and stuff. Well, like,
so of us 3 women, how many of us pay taxes?
Hello.
We both pay taxes and have since we got our first jobs. And every time we purchase something, we pay taxes. So who the hell is she talking about?
Yeah, I've been paying taxes pretty consistently, with the exception of like a month or two finding, like a job if I moved or whatever. Since I was 14 years old, like I have a lot of money. When they used to send those Social Security statements, I have a lot of money put into Social Security. Mm-hmm. So I better get some of it back. Like, and if you're going to cut off Social Security benefits, give me back. That's I've been working since I was 14 fucking years old. Like, so,
Cynthia says you don't get to turn in her woman card.
Mm-hmm.
And that we pay taxes on tampons, for goodness sake.
And women work infrastructure jobs. Infrastructure jobs aren't just the construction part of it.
That's exactly what I said.
The company, like you hire construction companies. So there's lots of women working in the physical building of it. There's women working in the offices of those companies. There's women working in the accounting parts of those companies. There's women working in all parts of infrastructure. And dealing with the government, because you can't just build a bridge. You have to have a liaison between the company and the government entities that, are paying for the project. So like, what are you talking about?
She clearly doesn't know what she's talking about, because is she shocked? Does she, come on. You pay taxes in some form or fashion. House taxes.
To like someone who's getting child support or alimony, well, I get child support because my daughter's father is gonna pay. He had a child with me. He has to pay for support her. you know, and it's not like I left him for bogus reasons. It's not like I just, like that one dude's like, I woke up and fell out of bed and I was like, you know what? I'm going to divorce my husband. Like,
they'd like to believe it's that, but no. It was all the million things beforehand.
I think
it's 2024. We have a skin in this game. I don't give a shit who you are. It's 2024. We have a skin in this game because it's we the people, and we are the people.
We've got more skin in the game than ever before with the because now women are literally dying for medical conditions that can be treated, and they won't. They will let them bleed out because they're afraid of being sued. They're letting women go septic when they could treat them, but they don't want to be accused of performing an abortion, and so they're not. And this is archaic.
Yep.
Yeah. And, you know, as much as I resent the doctors, I can't also really blame them either.
No.
Because I don't know about that, Georgia. I'm not totally sure about Georgia, but in South Carolina,
Texas,
being charged
they damn
with murder.
Sure will go get you if you're a doctor doing, you know what I mean? Like, there's bounty laws on women. There's bounty laws on snitching. You could get $10,000 if you turn somebody in if you think they had an abortion.
Well, that's one thing they did really well with the DNC was having women tell their story, or having the husbands or the partners tell the story of women whose lives have been so negatively impacted by the Dobbs decision.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? That's a good segue into to reminding me to, you know, if anybody, I've heard quite a few women who are part of Tony's Discord server. You know, if you have a story about a miscarriage or an abortion that you would want to share, just to like a pre if you were pre Roe v. Wade and post Roe v. Wade. You don't have to be before Roe. If you have a miscarriage story you want to talk about and tell, I really think we need to talk about these things, because we've kept it so quiet and hush that, I think a lot of GOP laws that they're passing are maliciously aligned, but I genuinely believe there's some legislatures who don't realize what they're doing or think they do. Like they don't know what they don't know. And, Deidre shared her story last week. And so, if you're interested, hit me up on Discord or library democracy @gmail.com is an email of the channel. So
absolutely, and it's so important, and to and I know and sometimes it's not an easy thing to talk about and to share with a bunch of people, but right now it's not a time to be silent and quiet. It's time to like, okay, we're not playing anymore, and we have to be like, okay, we have to fight for this. So we have to, because it hurts us people that were able to go and do and have our say, because especially I was able to have my say, right? But just about look at the people that before that didn't have, and all the horrible things that happened. Why do you think Roe was in place anyway? So people wouldn't be dying in back alley abortions and using coat hangers and stuff.
You don't have to use your real name. You don't have to be on camera. You don't even have to be on live. We can do an interview, and just play it, during one of our shows. So, but if you feel called to share your story,
stories too.
Yeah, any kind. Yes, any. So yeah, get a hold, or not necessarily even me. Talk to Dee, Vagabondia. Just message one of us.
Yeah. Most definitely, because we need to talk about it.
So our audience so it doesn't break down. At least I don't know how to find out if it does, but our audience, believe it or not, is like 80% male too. So I don't know if that's for the entire channel. I don't know how we can find it just for the podcast. I'll look that up later, but we have a large male audience, and I say that not to intimidate, but you can get a lot of information out to the male audience.
Absolutely.
To a lot of males.
And so I do appreciate for the men who are listening. So I hope that what we talk about helps them understand a little better, and they can go out and take that into the world and say, please, be a big advocate for, for us and for the people for the women in your life.
Yeah.
I would love to hear more from the girl dads and from the men that have partners who struggled with fertility or lost their fertility or had a dangerous pregnancy, and hear their side, because it impacts everyone associated with that person, not just the individual.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's this, and it hurts my heart to think there's so many traumatic, so much trauma right now out there right now, like with a lot of, that shouldn't be happening.
We are a first world nation.
Yeah, like I can't.
We shouldn't be having this.
No, absolutely not.
And there continues to be a large divide in maternity.
Oh, it's gone up.
Yeah, particularly, it's going up even for white women, but it's always been a problem for Native and for Black women and women of color.
Yes.
And it's ridiculous that there's that kind of divide.
It's very sad. And they've closed down so many clinics that would help people that need, you know, like Planned Parenthood and all that stuff. They closed all that stuff down where people don't even have access to go get anything.
And a lot of women use Planned Parenthood for their breast exams, for their general health.
Yeah.
Because we all know medical services are not cheap.
Pap smears, and then you know, just to get birth. I mean, it's maybe a little bit easier to get birth control. But like in my day, before I had a good job that had offered insurance back in the day, you know, I went to Planned Parenthood because that's all I could afford, you know. And you know, when you need birth control and you need checkups and all these things, you know, I went to Planned Parenthood because thank God.
No, yeah,
like as far as for those things.
And it, you know, there's, I don't really know the deal. There's this around, when I take my daughter to school, we whip around the corner. And ever since I've lived in this house for like a long time on and off. And there's this women's clinic that I thought was faith-based, but there's always protesters outside it. So these women think that they do abortions in there. I don't really know what the deal is, but anyway, so my daughter and I have this kind of inside joke that like when it's really hot during the summer, because it's like Satan's ass crack in the summer here. And like, or like when it's pouring rain and like when it gets below like 50, like Georgians, especially South Georgians, really don't know how to handle it. So they're like, I mean, I'm like that too, but like, you know, I laugh at myself. Anyway, so we'll drive by on our way to school and we'll be like, protesters, where are you? Abortions are happening. You clearly don't care enough if you're not outside. Abortions are happening.
Dude, and
oh, it's too hot for you? You clearly don't care. You got to stop that abortion from. So
it's awful. When, of course, when still abortions was legal here, I mean, these people would stand outside and harass these people all the way into the damn door, and you know, just making you. I mean, it's awful. It really was awful.
They were protesting and calling in bomb threats to clinics that didn't even provide.
Yeah, because not every Planned Parenthood does those things, abortions anyway. Not all of them do those. You know what I'm saying? So it anyway.
So yeah, so back onto voting laws. A lot of voting, especially battleground states, are trying to change their laws last minute. One in particular is my state. So Georgia is we have this new thing where they created as a result of the 2020 election, because God forbid we elect a Democrat, where there's an election board, and I really don't know their general purpose. It really, if you read the the code or whatever, it really, like, it doesn't say this obviously, but it reads like, we're here to be able to overturn the election should the populace elect the wrong person. Like, that's just like what it says to me, but of course it doesn't like actually say that or even anything close, but you know, it's written so vaguely that really you can interpret it a whole bunch of different ways. So anyway, so what they have been wanting to do is so out there that our, you know, obviously our Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, he was like, they stripped him pretty much of all election power. Like, he really has minimal abilities to stop anything when it comes to elections. So he, you know, spoke out about it. Our Attorney General, who is not a nice person at all, but he's like, dude, you can't do this. It's illegal. And the governor, Brian Kemp, he's like, dude, you can't do this. This isn't a good idea. It's good. And even in a video that I'll put the video clip in the description later, but I put out a video about one of the laws was they want a hand count of Georgia. Now, keep in mind, when you count by hand, it's actually more inaccurate than doing it by machine. So that's one problem. So it's like they're trying to create enough human error to be able to say, oh, well, we can't have this certified because it's not adding up. Stuff's not adding. And that's part of the election code too, is that like the election board can put in, could allowed state, county election officials to be able to say, I'm not confident this is an accurate count. And then the election board can take over. So it's a lot of shady stuff. But in that video, one of the board members is like, all of our executive officials have said this is likely illegal, and she had the code. She holds up the code, is like, and it's all neatly tabbed, and she's like, I've read the code. It says we can't do this. We're going to get sued. Why do we keep passing rules that we know are going to end up as lawsuits, and it's going to get thrown out? So, and the chairman was like, I'm not even going to explain to you why you're wrong. And like, just so condescendingly. It was awful. But anyway, so I was gonna I can put these links in the chat, but they have a lot of insight on what's wrong and what's right. Michigan expanded voting, so it has some really good information on who's doing it right, who's doing it wrong. North Carolina's trying to pull some. North Carolina, if you're living in North Carolina, you must check your registration daily.
Same in Texas.
They just purged a whole bunch of people. Like, I think close to 1 million have gotten purged. So, and like a MAGA talking point is like, we need clean rolls. Do you even know what a clean roll means? Like, first of all, they're purging people you're only supposed to purge someone if they haven't voted in like 2 cycles prior to one. So yeah, you get purged. But if you voted in the last election, particularly the last primary, you shouldn't be purged from the record. And now a lot of states allow, in Georgia, they allow this, which I think this is bullshit. But you can challenge a voter's right to vote. Like, you could say, I think these people that are registered, I think they're dead, or they don't live here anymore.
Yeah.
And you can do that. And I don't even think a lot of times they have an old address. And
there's the lady in Denton County doing that. People she didn't know, just getting people thrown off rolls.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of this is to tie things up in the court so that they can claim that, oh, but look at how many allegations there are of voter fraud, so they can claim that there was voter fraud when they know damn well there wasn't.
Yeah. So, Kamala says that they're already working on it. I have no doubt that, she runs a pretty tight ship. So while I'm really nervous about it, I'm also confident that we're not going to be caught as flat-footed as we were in 2020. So, but you know what? They're prepared. The other side's prepared too. But I think our side's a bit smarter because they're acting out of emotion, and we're acting out of like strategy. So,
some really good tools which we've talked about before are Ballotpedia and ActiVote. Both of them will let you check your voter registration, right, Allison?
And vote.org will as well.
Yeah, and iwillvote.com. If you want to know dates of like early voting, all that stuff, I will vote here. I'm trying to get my I can't think today. My link tree. There we go. My link tree. It has all these links. So
Yeah, please go check out her, Library of Democracy, man. It's got so much great information and stuff there.
So yeah, so this link tree, a lot of the voting information is scroll down. The top of the link tree is stop Project 2025 content. So make sure you scroll down. That's where a lot of voter information is. And I try to update it with links to voting news. But I do have a day job and I'm really, really busy. I've got a family that kind of wants me to pay attention to them at times. So,
but you rock. You rock.
I wish I could divide into multiple Allisons and just
the world's not ready for multiple mighty librarians.
No, they're not.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I wasn't thinking about that.
If you're thinking about voting absentee, this came up in Pennsylvania. There was a court case about errors on the outside envelope, and 2 of the counties pursued it, and the court ended up finding that if the errors were there, they could discount the votes because all 67 counties did not join the thing. They can't make a state law. So any state, if you're doing absentee voting, read the instructions over and over and over again. Have someone else look at it for you and check, because they will absolutely throw your vote out, particularly in Pennsylvania, if you've dated it wrong or you signed it the wrong place or there's any mark on a certain other thing. So just be very, very, very careful that you follow it to the T.
And a lot of states are designed to trip you up. So make sure you sign everywhere. Sometimes some states make you sign the actual ballot, then the first envelope, then the second envelope, and track your ballot. I'm pretty sure all 50 states have a ballot tracking mechanism, which is why I don't understand why. We've been doing mail-in voting since the Civil War, apparently.
We could do it online.
In Texas, you have to be pretty much dead to vote by mail in Texas.
I know you're joking, but
yes,
exactly
it's true. It's that bad.
Some states are. Yeah, Pennsylvania is you don't have to have a reason, just that you want to, but other states you have to jump through hoops. You have to fit the categories.
They're like, oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cynthia Rice and Amy Jackson both mentioned issues with the early ballot boxes being removed or changed. This has been an ongoing problem, particularly in the inner cities. They are limiting the number of ballot boxes so that it's harder for people that live in that area to drop their ballot. You should always be able to take them to your Department of Elections or your Election Commission and hand them physically to someone if you are concerned about the security of the ballot box. And I believe on ActiVote, it'll tell you where to find drop boxes. And it's usually up to date.
iwillvote.com will do it too. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I didn't look at all, but iwillvote.com is really it has all the because a lot of this is very true with Georgia. And when I was trying to make something for early voting dates and but when I was looking at Georgia's alone, it doesn't give you a date. It says mail-in ballots can be requested 79 days prior to the election, and it must be mailed in within 11 days before the it is crazy. And so it doesn't say October 7th or October 17th is the last day for something. It says 60 days past, so it's really confusing. And you have to, I was counting back but iwillvote.com gives you just the straight up days. Awesome.
Yeah. Cynthia mentioned she's in Pennsylvania. There's been a lot of news stories popping up in the local news about scams. One of them was about that your absentee ballot had already been sent. None of them have been sent. I don't think they sent them before October 1st. And there was another one about, I think it was Texas, saying that you could register online. You cannot register.
You cannot register
to vote online in Texas. You have to physically print it out and take it to the election
Yeah.
commission. And I think
And
Pennsylvania.
yet there are
think
people
so.
that go and get their voter registrar, like Beto's team and all them, all those votes. They're going to all the colleges and they're registering people to vote. So if they're registered, then they'll mail all that in to the state so they can be registered to vote. Like you have to become a registrar is what they call it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and the rules vary by state on whether you
Yeah.
can hold a voting registration event and who can hold one, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the Secretary of State for each state that has all that information about voting, Allison?
yeah, the Secretary of State is
Mm-hmm.
handles all the election stuff.
So
Unless
that's
they've
gonna have
been
your best
stripped
restrictive powers, right?
Well, I mean, they're still in charge of it, just not really. I mean, poor Brad Raffensperger. And when I say that, like, he's no friend of ours, but he did the right thing when he was supposed to, and he continues to do the right thing. So he's all right in my book, and he gets a lot of shit. I mean, we reelected him, so clearly the populace likes him, but I mean, he has, like, his daughter-in-law is like, I guess he lost his son. I didn't know he lost his son until he testified. Like, they're going to her house. Like, some of these people are animals, just utter animals. So I do give him credit for knowing that's going to happen and still putting up with it anyway. But, he takes a lot of shit for doing the right thing. And anybody who says doing the right thing is easy is a liar, because a lot of times doing the right thing is the hard thing to do. If it was easy, everybody would do it,
Yeah. Also, early voting in Texas starts October 21st. Just putting it out there.
October 7th in Georgia.
And I see she listed October 8th in New Mexico. So
October 7th is last day to register.
Yeah, here I think it's the 7th or the 9th in Texas. I think that's the last day October that you can register to vote.
If you're in the Tony Michaels podcast, if you go to voting information, I made a Google Calendar that will alert you to deadlines. So just click on voter information, and then you can either copy it to your calendar if you use Google Calendar, or you can click on an option where it's just a calendar on your, as a browser page.
Nice.
But I love Google Calendar, to be honest, so I made it both ways.
Is that on Tony's podcast Linktree?
No.
Where's that? The Google.
But it is in under voting info in the Discord server.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I think it's on my Linktree.
Okay, 1 minute. I was just making sure.
I'm pretty sure I put it on. I told Tony about it, but he gets a lot of messages, so I'm not mad at him if he,
okay. He's busy.
just didn't see it. But I wasn't sure if it would be helpful. I find it helpful when if something's in my calendar, I am 10 times more likely to get it done. So that's why I know I'm probably not the only person like that. So hold on, I'm just looking at I can't.
Google Calendar is my brain. Without it, I'd never know anything.
I didn't put it on my Linktree, I don't think. No. Sorry about that, guys.
It's cool.
But I will put it on there. So yeah, I didn't know if it would be helpful because there's a lot of different graphics out there, but I know having a notification helps me a lot. So I know I can't be the only one who likes a notification. Yeah. And it didn't take me very long to do it. I just took a graphic pretty much and, added it. I got a system going. So once I find a system to work where I can copy and paste most of the information, just change a little, it goes really quick. So we'll have to I don't like to read the comments, but I feel like people are trying to contribute to the conversation.
I know. I'm sorry. I gotta get better at trying to.
Yeah, I can't walk and chew gum.
I'm saying. I'm like.
Yeah. Oh, the gerrymandering thing in Ohio. Yeah, I hope that worked out though. I think did they not come to a decision about that? Now, I might be thinking of Missouri, who had that conflict with what could be on the ballot or not. In Montana, I believe, the Secretary of State left Kamala Harris's name off the absentee ballots by accident. I refuse to believe that was an accident. Come on. Sheila, yeah, I write everything down too. If I don't write it down, it doesn't get done. So if you need me to do something, be like, Allison, did you write it down? Because like sometimes I really believe I'm gonna remember. I'll put it down. Just give me a minute, and then it's like, poof, right out the door. Like, and I didn't write it down. But
I mean, I use Google Calendar, but I mean, I have my, since I have Apple devices, and then, of course, like my kid, like my kids can add stuff on there for their stuff, and I can, so that's kind of what.
Yeah, you know what? I'm all Apple devices. At work, we switched to all Microsoft. Really chaps my gears.
I know.
I really hate Outlook. I really do.
I used to use Outlook all the time. I'm like, oh, I bet it, of course, my husband went bad, but I'm like, I know it hasn't gotten any better than him.
Yeah, no, but you know what? The actual computer app of Outlook works a lot better with syncing with your emails than it used to.
Oh,
so that's positive. But I really prefer Gmail. I never really liked Apple's Mail or
I'm the same.
Or calendar. I don't like their calendar features. But like now that my daughter has like a lot of things to do and like things she needs to remember now, like we're sharing a Google Calendar, so
it makes life easier, man.
Yeah.
Depending on what you personally have the bandwidth to do to help with this election, there's a ton of tools on the Library of Democracy Stop 2025 page. Everything from you have stuff on there about postcards, Allison?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the deadlines on those are coming up. It'll also link you to all the different tools we've talked about that you can refer people to. And then other ways you can get involved is voter registration drives, depending on your state's laws, and being a poll worker. All of those.
Join Kamala Harris's Discord virtual office.
That's great.
Even if you don't want to do phone banking or texting or anything like that, they really appreciate you being an online person. Like Zuni, I see all the time posting stuff, and they have a lot of content pre-made already, so you just take it, download it. You can often just upload it to your social media as is, or sometimes I do that. Sometimes I get frisky and make something new out of it. It's really up to you. They don't really have any rules about what you can and can't do with the content. And then they'll give you the code to get to their Reach app, which is like where all their social media content is. And then like Georgia Democrats have their own Reach account, so I go in between the DNC's one and Georgia's, and it just has it's a whole library of stuff that you can use to get the message out. Or if it has a lot of great clips, so if you're making a larger video, like a more long form video, they have tons of clips that you can use if you want to if you want to show Trump saying all this crap, chances are they'll have the clips for you already. So so it's really helpful. And it's a great way to volunteer. It spreads the word because they realize that, this election gets won online, not so much from TV ads anymore. I haven't had cable in years.
Yeah.
And I mean years, like probably like 10 years.
When I only see commercials if we're at somewhere that has a TV on or we're at a hotel.
Yep.
Or YouTube, Trump is blasting Georgia. And I thought I was just like, maybe I'm just noticing it more because no, then like it's funny. I have a thought like that. Then Rick Wilson, he knows a lot. Clearly, the Lincoln Project. He always knows a lot about the marketing, advertising that's going on. And so he's like, yeah, Trump is just blasting Georgia, and it really feels like his campaign gave YouTube, okay, if anybody in Georgia is on YouTube, just like, because it can't be targeted. Like my algorithm clearly, like, I mean, I watch a lot of right-wing content on like, you know, various different platforms for my research and my job and whatnot. But like, I have my one YouTube account, like, is that I use at home. That's free of because I don't want that right-wing bullshit in my feed. Like I see Trump commercials the most in that, and it's like, my dude, like you're targeting too broadly. Like, I'm not gonna vote for you. Most of the county ain't gonna vote for you here. You gotta be. I mean, you know what? Spend your money marketing to me, because the more you spend on people who's not gonna vote for you.
Well, I mean, now he's selling $100,000 watches.
Oh, is that what I saw something about?
Yeah, I think Cynthia dropped it earlier today in the Discord. I was like,
I saw the coins and the trading cards and the Bibles and the shoes, but I hadn't heard about the.
This is new. I think this is something new. This is the.
Wait, you can buy the watch, or he has a watch that's $1,000?
No, I guess you can buy the watch I don't know, watch for $1,000. Is it $100,000? It's $100,000.
There's some asshole who bought that,
and I'm sure it's another one of his schemes, and it's probably fake. And yeah, Cynthia just said, "Yep, $100,000, 100K watches that are probably
they are absolutely laundering.
They came
Russian money. You're right, Derek."
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking that the whole time, because and somebody said that about Elon, and at first I was like, nah, like, why would he be? It makes complete sense, like, why he would buy Twitter, like, for way more than it was worth, and how do you get all that money? Because he didn't have all that money, and most wealthy people don't buy shit like companies with their own money. They always borrow the money. So like,
and all the right-wing influencers that were found having received Russian money, it's no accident.
Yeah. Oddly enough, though, Tim Pool is a lot quieter than he once was, and he's like all of a sudden pro-Ukraine. So. I refuse to believe that, they didn't know. Like, I mean, if somebody came to me, I mean, even they're making a lot of money with the platform they already have. But if someone came to me, let's say I'm making no money from the channel. So if someone came to me and was like, "Hey, Allison, I'll pay you $100 per video, and you only got to do it like once a week or once a day," where's this money coming from? Why are you going to pay me a few $1,000s a month to make videos? Especially, it's like, I'm just scaling it proportionally. So if someone's coming at you, even if you're making, like, let's say it equates to like $1,000 a day or a month for a video that you make. If someone's coming at you with $100,000 a video, like,
yeah,
what was, like,
thumbs up.
Why do
that's a red flag.
I can't decide if they are genuinely thinks that they're that good that somebody would be willing to pay them that, or if they're just like, the money's too good, so my soul isn't worth it, and I don't care.
Yeah,
somewhere in between.
But you know what? I might be overthinking it, and they might just be like, "Oh, okay, I'll make Sure. And like, there's some people who just don't question shit. Like, and so.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, and Derek was listening to a Trump rally earlier today. He was torturing me with it, to be honest. And the crap coming out of that man's mouth, he's doubling down on all the things about Springfield, Ohio. He's inciting violence against these people. And the community has already said, none of that's true. Stop it. And I think the Haitian, there's like a Friends of the Haitian Community, I can't remember the name of the organization, they've actually sued him and Vance for libel. But at some point, they're going to get somebody killed. Like,
and he's planning on visiting Springfield, Ohio. Now, I'm going to say this like in a way so I don't get like accused, but I think he's trying to stage something.
Yep.
I honestly believe that, because he even said that in a speech that, you know, I'm going to visit Springfield, Ohio, and I may not come back. He always tells on himself. So I don't think he's going to like have somebody, you know, try to, you know, what others have tried to do. But I definitely think he's going to try to stage something so he can, you know.
Those poor people don't deserve this. The media attention that they've gotten,
oh my God,
the negativity, absolutely disgusting.
Oh, he doesn't care.
I feel so bad for all, you know, because that whole community, you know, just the whole, it's awful.
They want them to, and like the mayor of Springfield is like, it really strains our resources if you come here. Trump doesn't care. He's going to go there because like they have to spend money on police, security.
That you know he ain't going to pay back because he still owes so many.
Pay them.
Yeah, not
and like, where's their senator? Whoa, he's joining him in the bullshit. And where's the governor trying to step up? Oh, he can't get reelected, and he's 70-something years old. So why doesn't he, like, you're done in politics anyway? Like, you know, they act like all Billy badasses till it comes to saying something about their own constituents, and then it's like, ooh, I don't want to make Trump mad. Nope.
Yeah.
I would love to know what he has on everybody, that they let him get away with this crap.
Yeah, I have to wonder that too.
Russia. Oh, he just likes the money too. They all like the money. Right?
Shayla says maybe they will chase Trump out of Springfield. I could go for an old-fashioned pitchfork and
bring that
chase. Just a chase, not
advocating. I hope nobody goes to his rally.
That's true. That'd be hilarious if nobody was there except for his people that go to every single rally.
Go show up with some glow stick pitchforks.
Right. Okay, so it's a little bit of Schadenfreude, and I accept that. But the fact that the white supremacists now do not like Trump because he's not white supremacist enough, it's kind of a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's like how much more, maybe that's why he's being like this, like to regain his white supremacist friends.
I think so.
Like, and to that, like, what more do you want from him? Like, seriously, like, what more do you want? Like, he's just short of saying the hard R. Like, and they're talking about Clay Higgins in the chat. Tony was right this after, like, just say it. You're this close to saying it. Mm-hmm. Stop acting like Billy Badass. Let's see how truly badass you really are. Like, just say it. Like, say the quiet part out loud. Loud and proud, dude. I don't know, Sheila. I don't know why that comment just popped into my head. So, tomorrow, I'm going to buy the movie War Game. And Doug Jones, the former senator of Alabama, he helped produce it, and it's basically it's a simulation of what happens if the military turns on the country January 6th. and you'll recognize quite a few people. I don't know their names. There's one guy who is often talking to Anthony Davis and Fred Wellman. He studies the far right, and he has a real big bushy beard, and he's bald. I don't remember his name, but you'd all recognize him. Like he's been on lots of different podcasts. We all have seen. But he helped plan out this war game, and it looks really interesting. Let me see if I can find I'll get the link to the trailer. But anyway, so I didn't ask Tony if I could do this, but most of y'all are in his server to begin with, and if you're not, join it. But
he said Chris Goldsmith is the bearded guy.
Yes, that's
it.
Did, Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys watch the From Russia with Love?
Oh yeah, I watched it
that was
2 times.
I really enjoyed it.
I did too. And when you watch it a second time, you're like, okay, I can process.
Yeah, I saw it twice too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's like, you crazy boy.
Ooh, I can pre-order it. Comes out tomorrow, but okay, my computer, I think it's because of the weather.
Do we need to?
No, I'm just trying to get to I went to their website. I could have sworn that there was a link. They had like a trailer on there. But just bear with me, people. Do. I'm in my infinite wisdom thinking if I change browsers, maybe I could share my screen better. I'm using Microsoft Edge.
That's what I was using a while ago when I did it.
Here it is.
I'm not hoping for hurricane weather, but I'm really hoping the rain will kill some of this pollen because my allergies
my eyes are like swollen or something.
Okay, here's the link coming in if you all are interested. But so I'm not really sure what time, but because I got off of work because of the weather, so I can maybe in the afternoon sometimes. So I get a free day. Like I accidentally put in the day off for, it's my birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, a few hours. So like I accidentally put in the day. I thought I was hitting August 27th, but it was September. I was like, I'll take it off. Whatever. That's my sign. But now it's a free day, so I get to cancel my vacation day, and now it's just a freebie.
Yay.
Double bonus day.
Awesome.
Maybe after Tony's show, we can
we'll celebrate.
We can I got a cake coming, and I love cake. I'm such a fatty.
I'm so hungry right now. I'm thinking about tacos right now, and I'm like, man, I'd really like to have a taco.
Oh, yum. So, well, I guess it's after 9, so I guess we'll start wrapping it up. Yeah, so here's the grifting part. Well, it's not really. I don't know why I say it's a grift, because it's really not. Like, we're not asking you to buy anything. But yeah, if you could hit subscribe. That really, you have no idea, I didn't know how much it actually helps until and we don't even have that many followers, and it really ends up in the snowballing effect. But yeah, subscribe, share this. It really does help. Let's get on our way to 2,000. The
Heck
channel is 2,000 we're
come on,
I think we're 220. 20 away from 2,000. Ha! Tony just celebrated 100,000. We're like, woohoo, 2,000.
Baby steps.
Hey, it's okay.
Sheila, I like your style. She said, I've been known to eat a 6-pack. Me too.
Man, since they got a nothing but bundt cakes close, it's hard not. I'm like, I can't go there.
That's how I'm convinced
They,
that's how I
they
got
keep
COVID.
releasing like these, like fall like flavors that they only do for like a limited time. I'm like, you better stop. I'm gonna have to come in there because oh my god, and I don't want to come in there because I'm trying to be good. I gotta fit in a dress in December, please, please, please.
When I was still going to church and during the pandemic, I was the one who was like streaming church service. So I was just part of a small skeleton crew, right? So we had a little Christmas get together, which I wouldn't say there was a lot of people there, not for the size of the congregation, but for COVID times, there was probably like 20 people there. And they brought desserts, and I'm just like, and people came, like people that were there were like family members from out of town. And I knew better than to eat that food, but I was hungry and they had pound cake and I wanted some and I ate it. And then like the whole church got COVID shortly thereafter. So I spent most of Christmas, I started feeling like shit Christmas evening. Like, and then my husband was like, I can't taste anything. And I'm like, crap. So we got, this is before they even had the testing kits available.
Yeah.
So we waited in line at the health department, and sure as shit, I get an email saying,
it's convenient how some people have forgotten about this.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like,
and I raw dogged COVID. Like this is before vaccine COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was awful. Like, it
wasn't. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of new variants going around.
Yeah, and you know what? Call me whatever. I haven't gotten COVID since. Neither has my kid, neither has my husband, and me and my kid. I have a friend.
I don't want it again.
Almost anti-vaxxer, but not quite. She's very cautious about vaccines. She's caught COVID twice. She got vaccinated, but she never got a booster, and her kids never got vaccinated. So, like, she's sitting here wondering why she gets COVID all the time. And by all the time, I mean she at least once a year now she gets COVID. And I'm just like, get a fucking booster. I raw dogged COVID, and then I don't know how many boosters I've had. But
I've had the COVID. I had the COVID the one time.
And I visited her while there was an active infection in her house that I didn't know about. She didn't know about either. And me and my daughter should have gotten it,
but you didn't,
because we were partaking in festivities, and sharing those festivities. So I should have definitely gotten it, and I didn't get it at all. So I'm sorry it works, and COVID sucks, and I never want to have that again, like ever.
Yeah. It's pretty much almost been 90 days, I think, since I had COVID. So, because you have to wait 90 days before you can, get another, like a vaccine, get the COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
Thing. So, that's what I
should have waited. But, like, by the time I got my vaccine, it wasn't, at that point, they were saying 2 to 3 weeks wait. And I was just at 3 weeks. But it felt like it kicked it back up the first shot.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't as bad, but the exhaustion was like right back.
Yeah.
So, but I also had long COVID, so maybe that has something to do with my like resilience now to it. I mean, I don't even react to the booster anymore. Like, I mean, it hurt. My arm hurts.
Yeah, but you don't feel you don't really feel bad.
I don't get I don't feel any rundownness or anything like that. Same with the flu shot. I don't get.
Yeah.
I don't feel anything. My arm sure hurts, but my anything other than that.
Last week I got my 3rd or 4th booster and my flu shot the same day, and I mean, my arm was like a little sore for a couple hours, but that's it. Did not fix my allergies.
Yeah, I usually try to get the flu and the COVID at the same time so I can get it done, like get it all done on a Friday and have all weekend to, but now since I've
Oh,
had
I didn't
COVID,
even
I don't
think
know
of
how
that.
to.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm due for my vaccine, so I usually get
Mhm.
it done in October sometime. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, go get your vaccines, guys.
the flu shot works.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I
Yeah.
mean, I know it's
Well,
like it's kind of a stab in the dark, no pun intended. With some of the
Well,
the
it's
flu,
hard because they don't really.
they don't really know.
They don't really know.
But I used to get the flu all the time, like once a year, solid for like especially when I lived in Las Vegas. I assumed because I was around so many
Yeah,
travelers.
that's how I got COVID in Vegas. No wonder I'm like, oh.
But I would get it like yearly, and then since I started getting the flu shot, I have not had it since.
That's good.
Well,
Yeah.
So
in between waiting in line to vote and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and everything else, 'tis the season to spread the germs.
Yeah,
So make sure you're not the spreader.
it is. So.
and change your toothbrush. And if you're sick, especially change your toothbrush. Or if you got an expensive like head, like a Sonicare head, and you don't want like
order
put,
get a
put
new
it
one
in
on.
like sanitize it, like put in some hydrogen peroxide, let it soak for a while, because that sure as shit will get you sick again. I kept getting the same. This was years ago, but I kept getting the same cold for like 3 months, and then somebody said at work, do you change your toothbrush? And I was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Especially in strep throat too. We used to have like
Strep
put
throat,
stuff in the dishwasher and throw out. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, with strep throat, definitely I would just throw it away. Like I would just get a new, eat the even if, because I remember telling somebody at work, like she said she kept getting the same cold, so I was like, did you why don't you change your toothbrush? And she's like, I have a Sonicare head and it's like $20, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, disinfect it, or like I promise you that's what's getting you sick. Like, because your toothbrush retains, I mean, you should disinfect it anyway regularly, but like really after you're sick.
Yes,
this is your yearly reminder to change your toothbrush regularly and sanitize it regularly, please.
Yeah, toothbrushes in particular, even I had a Sonicare once and then it died, and then I got an Equate version, like Walmart's brand. It's the same damn toothbrush, toothbrush, and the head you can get a 5-pack for $20. It works just as fine.
It's cheaper to buy those brushes, with
and I asked my dentist, because I had a lot of work done, and she's like, the ones that use a battery don't work as well as the ones that you plug in and charge, apparently.
Yeah, that's the one. I have one like that
yeah. So just a little, I have to have my wisdom teeth out in a couple weeks. Not all of them, just one, but
well, that's okay. Yeah, I had all 4 of mine done at the same time, so but mine are all impacted. So
mine all,
that was the sickest I've ever been.
I have a cavity.
Yeah.
Teeth went Becky.
I have a cavity in one, and I was like, can't you just fill it? They're like, not really. And I'm like, seriously? And I forgot what they said. It's just easier to take out the tooth than to try to fill it. I've had my teeth pulled before, like when I'm missing a set of adult teeth for braces.
Yeah, me too, because they pulled some.
Yeah, because my mouth was, believe it or not, my mouth was too small.
Same. And you'd never know.
Right. Yeah, they usually take your premolars. You never notice, like nobody ever, and never once have I said, you know what? I really wish I had those premolars. Never once. So, but anyway, so I'm just dreading it because I know how it feels afterward. And
I hate going to the dentist anyway. I always every time I go to the blood pressure, I swear to God, I don't know what it is about going to the dentist. Every single time my blood pressure was like, and I usually don't have that much of a butt, but it's like, boom, I mean, it is so high. It doesn't matter what we're doing. I don't know why, but it's always at the dentist. They check my blood pressure. It's like,
yeah. I hope I kind of hope they put me to sleep, because you know what's the worst part about getting your teeth? It's not even just the pain afterwards. It is like when I was awake. I mean, clearly they gave me gas and they like put all sorts of numb, like I didn't feel pain, but it's like they're like getting it, like that is so unnerving. I don't like it, and I don't want to be awake for it.
I had mine done in the office, and they gave me something, and I was out cold, and I swear it was 2 seconds later they woke me up and said they're all out, and that was it. And I was fine. I was really lucky, but I was
woke up and I was like, I spit him. I'm like, you're done, like straight out of the sleep, and they were, waking up, and I'm like, man, y'all ready to do this? And they're like, well, we already did it. And I'm like, well, okay.
When they were pulling out my teeth, I fell asleep, and they had to wait for me to wake up. I'm not sure why. I think it's because they needed my help in keeping my mouth open.
Mm-hmm. So
I hope they can just put me, I really don't want to feel any part of this. It's like, put me asleep. Oh my goodness.
God. Yeah, good times, isn't it? Oh well.
The chat would like to let you know. The chat would like us all to know that you're supposed to brush your dog's teeth and your cat's teeth, but good luck with that. We have decided that the toothpaste is either liver flavored or bone flavored. We haven't decided which one yet. And Zuni has reminded us all to not use the dog's toothbrush. Sounded advice all the way around.
Damn, my dog. I have 3 dogs.
There's no way my cat is going to let me do or eat it.
Daisy has the worst breath. It could be used as a chemical weapon. Like my husband and I make one day the military is going to storm our house and take her away to milk the venom of her breath, because it's awful. It's so bad. Oh God, what it smells like when you first open up a can of tuna. That waft of canned tuna.
Have you tried?
I know. I hate it after my cat eats wet food.
There's no way she's letting me do that.
When my cat eats wet food, and then he comes up and wants to I'm like.
Why does cat food smell so bad? Oh.
I love you, but damn.
My roommate had a cat with breath like that, and if I didn't keep my door, he knew how to I couldn't just lock it. I had to prop something heavy so he couldn't get in the morning, because he liked to bite my nose, and his breath was so vile. I wake up straight from a dead sleep. Sometimes I'd wake up to him clawing at the door, he's let me in, let me in.
Oh man, funny.
Right.
Good times.
Okay, ladies.
We've clearly gotten the sillies now.
Yeah, we got the sillies. All
right.
Well,
I hope we made everybody laugh.
Yeah, hopefully you laughed at Daisy's awful. Daisy's looking at me bitch, what are you talking about?
I'll send you some greenies for her. Okay.
Yeah, right. It ain't helping it. Jesus Christ himself couldn't make that breath any better.
Man, I had bully pits, and nothing can clear a room like a bully pit fart. My God.
Yeah.
Death. And the only thing that helped, my female had to have her anal glands expressed all the time. I apologize. Chat. And they're like, oh, you can do this at home. I'm like, I can't even be in the room when you do it. There is no way. But the cure was to regularly give them pumpkin. Swear to goodness. And it did help.
What?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin? Huh.
Yes.
I
made them these treats with pumpkin and oatmeal. And I
don't think I'm expressing.
One a day.
Yeah, I'm not expressing anybody's anal glands.
Nope.
Oh, my dog just looked at me I'm not doing it, girl.
Incredibly strong stomach, but that's the closest I ever came to puking in public. It's terrible.
I'm not doing it, Rosie. That's gross. I'm not doing it. She's looking at
please, Mama,
she's looking at me like she's she has no idea. Clearly has no idea what's going on. I think she knows I'm making fun of her, but
Well, it's been fun, and I've had a great time.
Yeah, thanks for playing, everybody. Remember, like, subscribe,
And I hope-
share, like our
Mhm.
other videos. And we
All the
will
internet stuff.
see you
Yeah.
probably
back and see
tomorrow,
us.
since a lot of you are on Tony's server.
Yeah.
All right, bye, friends.
Hi, everybody.